things are fine if you guys didn't realize.
Get as far away from here as you can!
This guy. The car's gonna get sucked in. Yes.
Don't you leave me.
It's okay.
Don't you leave me.
I love you.
No, you don't let go.
I love you, James.
No.
I love you so much.
No. No.
Don't shoot. It's okay. Which one of you is Ricardo's?
It's Richard, actually.
What lies in the shadow of the statue?
Il è qui los omnes servuavit.
I have something you need to see. Open it up.
Is it Jacob?
It's okay. It's okay. Let them.
It's either Jacob or John.
Where did you find him?
Who is
In the
that?
cargo hold of the plane we came here on.
Is it John?
In a coffin.
Yeah.
So John is Jacob? Maybe?
I don't understand. If this is locked, who's in there?
What's going on? Oh.
You like it?
What?
You found your loophole? Indeed, I did.
That's the guy.
Huh?
Oh my god.
You have no idea
What?
what I've gone through to be here.
What?
Oh my god.
Have you met before? In a manner of speaking. You can do what he asks. Or you can go. Leave us to discuss our issues. So now, after all this time, you've decided to stop ignoring me. I did as I was told. But when I dared to ask to see you myself, I was told you have to be patient. But when he asked to see you, he gets marched straight up here as if he was Moses. What was it that was so wrong with me? What about me? What about you?
What?
Well,
What? How?
That's the end?
That is the end.
That was a really good throw. I went right in front of the camera. Yeah, but like,
Did it work?
well, I don't feel anything, so I don't even know. Oh, what?
You don't know what happened.
Well, no, I mean,
That guy, John, was that guy from the beginning of the episode.
right, so like, is John dead, or is
Yes,
he...
John's dead.
John is dead.
He's dead.
Yes.
Well, for
So
Remember-
that
now,
guy came back as him.
Remember what Ben said?
it's dead,
I've
it's dead.
never seen, and Richard reinforced it too. I've never seen this island bring somebody back to life. This is
Right.
weird. This is not right.
Yeah.
There was a whole
Yeah.
episode called "Dead is Dead."
Right.
Like, Ben was like, "I'm scared to hell that he's alive right now. This is not right."
Yeah, so he's been this other guy we don't know anything about. And then...
So if John is dead, this other guy who we know is the guy from the beginning of the last episode,
Yeah.
Right.
who has no name, we will call him Man in Black because he
Man
was
in
wearing
Black.
black. And Jacob was wearing white.
Yeah.
And we remember our whole Hannah pegged it early in the first couple of episodes with John playing backgammon.
Yeah.
Two sides.
Oh,
one is white,
yeah.
one is dark.
Oh,
Kind
yeah.
of like a God and the devil thing, and then...
So
In a way, Ben is almost like Judas or something, but do we?
Yeah.
Why do we care though? I mean, I don't know. Like, we just got introduced to both those characters, so we don't know what any of that means, or
I'm sure we'll
the
hear more about
significance of
that.
it.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Right.
But Juliet got the bomb to work.
Why didn't it? So,
She
how did
did
she
it.
survive? How did she survive? How did it not blow up? How did she make it blow up? How the hell did she survive that? And then,
I don't know, but she did.
if the bomb blows up, then I mean, it's just, they could roll die and anything could happen, and we'd be like, okay. I mean, like, I don't know.
This is the same place, Jeremy, where a man crashed on a plane and got up and his spine was fixed. So
Right, so, like, literally, the next season could be, like, the last episode of Game of Thrones. It'd be like, oh, okay, makes sense, it's lost, so sure. Like, doesn't matter, there's no... It's just whatever
I
they
liked it.
It's whatever they decide to do. They could literally just have anything happen and be like, alright, cool.
I thought it was a great finale. And I'm bummed I have to go home and listen to him talk about how much he didn't like it.
Well, like what? It's just, what do you like about it?
I just thought it was really good. I like the show. I'm subscribed to the show. I'm subscribed to the world. I like what we figured out. I'm excited to what we're going to figure out next season.
How do you feel about that?
I thought it was cool. It's crazy. I'm really excited to see what happens. There's only one more season left. I'm excited to see. They have to close up so many things. I'm excited. That's cool. It's like a whole deeper meaning to the island.
What?
Jeremy
what's
has
the-
a lot to process.
What's
guys.
the deeper meaning?
Jeremy,
It just seems like there's like a lot of like leaders and thematic things. Like we never knew that Jacob was real, and we literally just found out that he's actually real.
What if he's
We
not?
never
What if
really
he's
knew.
not real? We don't know that he's real. We don't know that anything we just saw happen, or that anyone we just saw is who they say they were.
It was just with John because he came back to life.
You're assuming a lot of things.
Guys, Jeremy doesn't know how to process a lot of new information. He's been asking for answers. He's starting to get answers.
Clearly.
And now he's mad that he's getting
They're not
answers.
giving you
Because it's not the end of the show yet, Jeremy. It's not the end of the show.
It's just
It's the end of a season.
anything could be, and what is could very well not be, and what's not could be.
No,
Really?
you're being so like negative just for negative's sake. It's exhausting.
No, I'm not. I just decided to be negative. It's just that nothing makes any sense.
A lot of things make sense. What doesn't make sense to you?
What does?
What doesn't make sense to you?
Everything. Anything that literally just happened. Who is Jacob?
Why don't we
Who is
talk
the
about a
other guy?
specific
How is
thing?
that? How is John
Let's talk
not
about a
alive
specific
or
thing.
dead? How come the bomb didn't go off when it fell? How did Juliet survive the fall? Why did it go off? Or did it even go off? We don't even know if it went off because it just went to black or to white or whatever. Are they going to go back in time? If anything, everything revert? Like, what makes sense about any of that?
Jeremy needs solid answers. Let me just take a stab at one. And I don't even know if this is true or not. And I'm being 100% serious when I say that. Why did the bomb not explode when it went down to the bottom? I don't know. But here's a curious thing to think about. The bomb went all the way down. Nothing happened. And in the other timeline, at that moment, editorially, we saw Jacob die.
Yeah.
Jacob died.
Yeah.
And then we jump back and
To
the
the
bomb
bomb.
is able to explode. I don't know. Timeline-wise, that doesn't make
Timeline.
any sense.
Right.
But does Jacob's death have something to do with that?
Maybe.
There's a lot of ways you can look at it and try and make sense of it.
Right.
But, or you could just be angry.
No, I'm not angry. It's just like they just
Right.
gave us something and they were like, all right, so literally infinite possibilities. This could all be happening or not happening, or something else could be true, or none of it's true, or anything. Like, there's just,
All right,
I think
it'd be
everything
like-
that's happening is true. What's
It's
not
like-
true to you?
how do you know anything is true? It's like if Game of Thrones ended and like
how do you know we're real?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you talking? Like you could say that about anything. What the hell
Right.
are you talking about?
Especially in laws. What if Game of Thrones ended and like someone woke up or something and it was like, or it was like, no, that was real, but some of it was, but some of it wasn't, but maybe none of it.
Nobody's saying nothing's real. The only thing that happened is that guy came back to life as John. That's the only thing that wasn't real, but it was real because John actually was dead. You just don't know how the guy in black came back as him. You just don't know how it happened. It doesn't mean nothing's real.
Maybe. Sure.
Jeremy needs time to process.
Clearly.
Ask me a specific question. Do you guys have questions?
I don't have
yeah.
any questions.
You have
What's up?
any question?
I mean, I have questions about the next season, but I don't have any questions that I'm gonna know now until I watch
Well, yeah, you're
season
not going to
6.
answer any of them, but like...
Yeah, but I mean, if there's anything in the episode that confused you, you can ask me about it,
The
and I
episode
will
didn't
either.
confuse me.
I'll either.
No,
tell
I
you.
understand what happened.
Have we just talked in a circle?
I don't...
I
how
don't
do you feel... I mean, my question is, how do you feel anyway about it? It's just like, I just feel like it's... Like nothing... I don't know. I
They
don't
might
think
be able to
anything
go back to
makes
the
sense.
past now. That's a huge thing. They might have just erased the last 3 years.
Right. Or maybe not.
But probably.
But also, maybe not.
You
Here's-
said Daniel Faraday's always right, and they did what Daniel Faraday told them to do. So what do you
Here's-
think happens?
Here's the thing that bothers me, and I've been wanting to bring this up, and I didn't want to bring it up until this happened. Faraday believes if we drop this bomb into this thing, like boom, like none of this will ever happen, like nothing, your plane will never crash, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's thinking if we fucking drop this bomb in here, like our plane will land. But here's the thing, it's 1977. If you drop a bomb down there now and it supposedly changes what happened, the bomb is either the incident or the bomb fixes the incident. One of the two, correct?
Right.
Jack's objective is to fix the incident, to stop it. Because if
Yeah.
the incident doesn't happen, then supposedly the hatch doesn't get built, and then
Yeah.
the hatch doesn't bring down the plane.
Right.
But, butterfly effect, that's 1977. Not 2004 when the plane takes off. There's a good chunk of years, 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right math? I don't know. Between this point and that, what else have they changed in that time? It's not, the bomb only resets everything from 2004. The bomb resets everything from 1977 that happened to every person on that island. And, I mean, you guys have heard of the butterfly effect, right?
Yeah, right.
Like changing something, and, like, minute changes can have huge
Like
effects.
you kill a butterfly in the dinosaur age, and then, Hitler's a Tyrannosaurus Rex and is ruling the world or something, or whatever.
When I first watched this, that was my first, I was like, the whole time they were on their way to the hatch to blow it up, I was like, that's going to change a lot more than just whether or not they land. It could change a ton of shit. So,
Right.
that's something to think about.
That's true.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Did the writers know this is where they're going to go with the show at the beginning, or are they just kind of like making it up as they go?
Well, there is a lot. I could just tell you from working on television that yes, there is a lot of things that get changed over the course of time. Just like, of course, with casting, the people that they lost that they didn't want to lose, like Mr. Echo was not supposed to get the
stuff
show.
Like that, yeah.
There's a lot of those things. The overall arc, I think, and I'm sure some of the people can tell us in the comments below. I don't have a lot of specifics on it, but sorry, the camera's just cut out. A lot of things are going to come back around. So, but as to how much, I mean, why else would they have made such a big deal about the backgammon pieces?
Sound?
The sound. The most important question of all.
It's because Rose stays in the island. She was in the island in 1970. That's why.
Oh.
Because she was there.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, that's funny.
Maybe that's got something to do with it.
But that, I just feel so messy, and, like, I don't really care about the Jacob thing, like, or why. I mean,
it is hard to care
like
about a character that literally just came in.
Right, I don't care.
Two
and
episodes.
Just died.
Right. Came in 2 episodes before the season ended and then died.
And then it's just like, oh, this is why that happened. It's like, okay, sure. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's just like...
Are you at least wanting to know what finds out? Like, are you at least wanting to watch season 6 to find out? Like, as a viewer?
I mean, yeah, we're gonna... But, like...
I mean, I know we're gonna watch it, but, like, if you're watching this show on your own, would you be done with the show, or would you want to watch season 6?
It's okay.
I would feel... Yeah, I would
curious.
kind of feel like it's just like, okay, like, they can just roll some die and the next thing happens. Like, it didn't seem like this is where they were going with the show, and it seems like things are just kind of happening now. And it's like... Yeah, there'll be an ending and they'll do something, but like the arc is just like, it's kind of like, well, I wonder where this will land, versus like being invested, Because
you don't
at this
feel
point,
invested in the main characters?
but are they even alive? Are they dead? Are they now? Are they back? Did it not happen? Like if none of it happened, then why does it matter? Even if it did all happen and like they're still on the island, it's just like, where's this going? Like I'm not. You know what I mean?
What's in play is like time travel right now, so it's like obviously you can't really make sense of that. It's not like time travel's not an arc; they're hopping all around.
I don't know. John's just not even been there the whole time.
No, he died. He got killed. He got brutally murdered.
What's the point? I don't know. Like I don't really know what I'm even rooting for anymore, or what I want to happen, or if I, you know what I mean?
I don't know what I want to happen either.
You know what I'm worried? I'm worried it's going to be like one of my favorite movies as a kid was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I was so pissed at the ending because it was just like, oh yeah, none of that happened, and I was like, are you serious? That's so stupid. And I'm just worried Lost is going to be something like that.
Lost won't do that.
Where it's just going to be like, I don't know.
Like the Bob Newhart show? You guys never watched that?
I have watched it, but I haven't watched
The ending of that was very controversial because... Like, he just wakes up and he's like, I just had the weirdest dream. And, like, everything was a dream.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
where Lost is going in my head.
It's not.
Because it's just making less and less sense, or it's just kind of so...
Or like the end of Sopranos, where it just...
You didn't think it was a crazy reveal that John ended up being that dude from...
Yeah, but the dude is someone we saw in one scene in this season.
He's Lucifer!
So it's not even that big... It's not like that's someone we knew, it's just
Lucifer!
It's like, John is somebody else. But
that's wild to figure out, because we were trying to figure out the whole series, like, how did he come back to life? Like, what's going on?
Well, we don't know the significance of any of it, or if it is significant, really.
I know what we will. It is obviously significant, because it's something they talked about in the first season. With the white and the black. It's obviously significant. And the whole thing with the statue is significant. We don't even know how it's just a foot that Jacob lives in.
I mean, I'm not really dying to know how it becomes a foot versus a whole statue. I don't really care. But I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's interesting why the rest of the statue's gone, I suppose. I mean, I'm not losing sleep over it, though.
You noticed some things about the statue, that it appeared to have a reptilian head, like a crocodile head.
Right.
What else did we notice about it?
It was
was
facing
holding
the
weapons.
ocean. It was it was holding the.
It was holding 2 ankhs.
Yeah.
Those onks.
It's an Egyptian idol, not an idol, but it's like a
Yeah, and we still don't know anything
Symbol.
about Alana.
Alana.
Nothing about her.
Well, they're the good guys.
They are the good guys.
And how is the
Well, we know
pilot
they're
still
on.
there?
We know they're on Jacob's side.
And will Sun ever see Jin?
Yeah, I'm trying to explain how I'm feeling. It's like there's points in the show where you care about characters' arcs and and this episode I just don't know what, I don't know what I'm even, what do I want? Do I want certain characters to be together? Do I want them to not be on the island? If they are on the island,
Well, you made it clear you don't care about any of the romantic relationships.
Huh? Oh, in that
I
scene.
think you made that pretty clear that you don't care.
I mean, it just seems so. Kate doesn't want to reset it because she wants to be with Jack. Jack wants to reset it because he does want to be with Kate, even though he won't be with Kate if he does reset it.
That's not why he wants to reset it. He wants to reset it because he feels like it's his purpose.
Yeah, but remember
He feels like it's his destiny.
Him and Sawyer talking about the thing.
Yeah, he
where
was
he's
talking
I always
about
wanted-
Kate.
And
He
he's like,
said-
it's too late because.
Yeah, it's too late. So he feels like his destiny is to restart time. That the last 3 years was a wash. That it's his destiny to
Yeah, but
fix all this.
am I rooting for that to happen? I don't know. I mean, do you think, what do you want to, is there anything you want to have happen, or any, thing that you're...
I want all the characters I love to be happy and alive and not dead.
So if they all just are back in LA or back in the States and they don't know each other and then the show ends that way, would you be happy?
I don't know.
Or does it not work and they're all still on the island and still kind of running
I don't
around
know. I
trying to
feel like
figure
a
out...
lot has to happen until we get to that end.
I don't know.
But-
I guess I don't know what could even happen for me to,
Right,
get to the show.
that's why I like it.
What do you think?
It's unpredictable right now.
Yeah, but there's certain you're watching a show because you want something to happen. You want this character to you're rooting for something. I don't even know.
You're not rooting for the characters anymore. Now all of a sudden you
Yeah,
hate
but what
everyone
are
you love.
What are you rooting for? What do you want?
I'm rooting for them to be happy
Do you
and
want them
find
to
what they're supposed to
succeed?
do.
So you do
I mean,
want them to all.
if they want to go back and save everyone, then yeah, I want them to succeed. I'm glad if they're going to go back and nobody that they love died. Like Claire, well, Claire's probably alive, who knows? But Charlie and Shannon, all those people will be alive again.
Boone. So you want them to all go back and not know each other.
Maybe it's better that they not know each. I mean, I think, but I don't know. I guess I want them to know each other, but then that's why it's hard. That's why it's the whole debate because you want, but then it's if they didn't go on the plane, Sawyer and Juliet wouldn't have met, Kate and Jack wouldn't have met, Jen and Sun would hate each other. It's a whole, conundrum. Saeed and Shannon would never fall in love, but I mean, I don't know. That's the whole debate of it.
Imagine,
That's what's so interesting. But it's what would you do if you were in that position? Would you take back the 3 years, or would you just,
I think that there's 2 ways that people look at this show, and I think you're, again with the science versus faith viewpoint of it, you're definitely looking at it for the relationships,
Yeah, for the
as
characters.
an actress,
right? But if they
definitely
reset it, then that's all goes to shit. There is no relationships, and so
True.
what's the point?
But I still care about my people.
Oh.
Are alive.
But there's the possibility that, again, butterfly effect. Who knows?
Right.
If we're even in the same state. If this works and they go back to the plane, maybe everything's the same. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Of course.
Well, you do.
Of course I know. But the other way to look at the show is from a point of view of the whole J.J. Abrams thing of what's in the box, and everybody's like, I want to know exactly what everything is and how it works. And I think this is a point in the show, to defend Jeremy just a little bit, where a lot of people are like you were saying, fuck, anything is possible at this point, and I feel like I'm not I feel like people were starting to feel less invested in whether or not their theory was right, and more it doesn't matter what I thought because they're going to do whatever they're going to do. Almost like the show is cheating in a way, or, you know, and is that kind of how you're feeling? Or
well, it's like you said, like the show could start and they could all be lizards, and that it would make sense. The show could start and they could all be in World War II. They could all be Avengers. Like, it doesn't even, like, literally anything can happen. And I feel like if that's the case, then, like, it's hard to be invested, I suppose. Right? Like, it's a curiosity, but yeah, there's not, you know, you're following a plot and things are happening and it's like unraveling and then all of a sudden, poof, whatever happens next can happen. It could be literally anything in the world. Okay. Well, sure. Like, okay, cool. That'll be interesting to watch for sure. But, like, how are you invested in that, you know? I guess that's where I'm at.
Again, I think that's to the point. If you're invested from a character perspective, the rest of that doesn't matter. But I have a couple of friends who are diehard Lost fans. I have lots of friends who are diehard Lost fans. I have one friend. Hi, Dennis, if you're watching. I have a friend who has a 8/15 party every year.
Oh, that's amazing.
I don't know if he still does it. If you still do it, comment below. But the thing is like, I know so many friends who aren't necessarily, they're not character invested. It was all about the science and the mythology of the show. And right around season 4 and season 5, but you really enjoyed season 4, I think.
Yeah, I feel like it just, when things started getting a little weird, I never liked the hookiness of John really the whole time. And it apparently didn't even matter because he's not even alive anymore and he didn't really die for any reason, it seems, either. So, like, yeah, the whole hooking and, like, the island, he wants you, like, I don't really care about any of that. I think it is more about the characters and the relationships. But, like, you know, like, I feel like I only care about the characters and the relationships provided that what's happening is actually happening and that there's some sort of, like, plot going on. So...
Right, like, what does it mean that Jacob touched everyone?
I mean, it could mean anything. Like, there's no standard for what things mean here, so it could mean literally anything. And then, again, if they succeeded, then none of it happened. Like, it'd be like opening a box and the box is empty. And it's like, that's the whole point or something, which, you know, obviously wouldn't be satisfying.
So you would feel cheated if, like...
Nothing's in the box.
No. Like, if the bomb explodes and everything just resets. And so the last 5 seasons didn't really mean anything. Would you feel cheated by that?
I don't know if I feel cheated, but I mean, I would be like, well, I don't know what I would have done if I was writing this show. I mean, this is a hard show to write. Like, that's a clean way to end it, to just do something like that, I suppose, because it's just gotten so weird and complicated that, like, I don't know how you would end a show like this.
What if this was the ending?
No, because
Right.
They can't do all that stuff with Jake. They can't do all...
Hold on.
Sorry.
The camera just stopped again, so I just want to... We were just talking about what if this was the ending. What if if it had ended with Juliet hitting the bomb, and you guys think...
Or if it had ended and there was, like, one scene that just showed you what that meant and where they are now, and then it ended.
But this is kind of I feel like this is the formula of what they've been doing every season. There's always a group of people or someone you want to find more about the entire season, and then you get a little nibble of it at the end, and then it's focused on them the next season, but then we also want to find out about another group of people. That's literally what happens.
Well, there's always a progression, though. Like, every season
which I feel like is... That's what this whole season... Well, how's John alive? Who's John? Jacob, the leader, blah, blah. He's back from the dead. And then it was like, we get a little Jacob at the end. John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith at the end. And then now the whole episode, I think the whole next season is going to be us understanding Jacob and, like, understanding this, like, political or spiritual...
But do we
aspect
care?
of the island, yeah.
Do we care about Jacob and this other guy? Because the whole show is
yes, we do, because it affects
character-based.
the whole island.
Yeah, but like...
But that's what he's saying, science versus faith. If we have all this science stuff going on with the Dharma Initiative, what's going on with these people who, like, are, like, basically spiritual leaders or, like, gods of the island, is what
that
they
they
are.
literally just introduced to us.
Yes, and we have a whole nother season to learn about what that aspect is. Do you want a whole season not learning?
Yeah, but we've been following these characters for so long through all this stuff, and it's all going down
right,
this
and
path.
we've learned a shit ton about them. What else is there to learn about the people that we're following right now?
Well, they've been going down this path and trying to figure out what they need to do, being in this crazy situation that they're in, and going, even coming back, and then going there, and then why are they back on the island? What are they going to do down out their island? Why are they here? Why are they here? Where are they going? That all kind of went to them setting off this bomb. And so it's kind of like done. Like their arcs are in a way done, in a way, or could be done.
No, I think we still need to, I think we're still going to figure out why Jacob, because Jacob clearly brought them to the island the first time and then wanted them back, so.
But that's like a separate arc. Like that's, I mean, I don't know.
It's not a separate arc at all.
I don't know. We've been hearing about Jacob since at least season 3. When they said, I don't know why Ben wants these guys anyway, they're not on Jacob's list. I've been hearing about it for quite some time.
Oh yeah, those were the people on his list from the very beginning.
And
right, so...
We saw the statue from, I think it was the end of season 1? Or 2?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I think 2.
I guess maybe we're just getting to the point of the show where you just you keep peeling back layers and you're excited to get further into the who are the others, who are the people what's the Dharma Initiative, like all these layers and then you finally are getting closer to the center and you're just kind of like I don't know what it could be for me to enjoy it, I suppose.
You're peeling back the layers of the onion, and then you get to the center, and you're like, "Wow, that was just a smelly onion."
It's like you've been unwrapping a present for like 10 years, right? Yeah. Literally 10 years, and you're finally about to open the last layer, and you're like, you know what? Honestly, there's nothing inside here that could make it worth those last 10 years of unwrapping. There's just nothing that could be good enough for that. I think that's what.
I know you're frustrated. I know you're frustrated right now with him. Yes,
so frustrated.
You're so frustrated with him. However. You two
him.
almost...
I love him.
You two represent almost the ideal split lost viewership. I mean, this is kind of where everybody starts to combat each other about the show and its
I respect your
what's the word I'm looking for?
Do you respect mine?
Its value. Gross.
Its value.
Yeah, I mean, because there's a lot of people that feel you the way you do. I'm not gonna lie. So
I think I understand what you're saying. I just am interested, and I liked it.
What did you like, or what's keeping you invested right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see what happens to the characters, and I really want to know about this whole Jacob stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm really interested in that, and how this guy, what's this guy gonna do as John's leader? It's like yeah. I'm really curious about all of it.
In a way, we did see what's in the box. The box is, for a long time, has been who is Jacob, right? Literally going into the center of a box-shaped room, and there's Jacob, right? And then he's dead, and then this thing happened. And the whole question is, what was that?
Right.
Like, what does that mean? We saw what's in the box, but like, what does it mean now? And so they have to explain what it means.
We had another box with John's body in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
I'm sure there will be more boxes.
Yeah.
It really didn't stand out to me that much when I watched it the first time, and it probably wouldn't to you guys that much either, but I've pointed out the box so much that now we all see the boxes. We're all aware of the boxes.
Yeah.
Both physical and metaphorical. But yeah, like, we could see a lot of new people if this worked. Or if it didn't work. Mm-hmm. Well, if it didn't work, maybe they're all dead.
No, it worked. Something happened. They're alive.
Yeah.
If people pretty split on, like, you said people are pretty split at this point in the show already.
Well, there's varying groups of people. There were people that thought season 4 was really shit and just hated it. You guys loved it.
What happened in that one again? That was the...
Didn't it end with John? Us finding out that John was Jeremy Bentham.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't like that part, but you liked the whole season.
That's when they go back?
That's, the Oceanic Six or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good season.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like the whole point of that is like, what's so important they have to go back?
Right.
And I guess I'm like not.
Yeah, I don't understand
know.
why they had to go back either.
But I don't know if I really care that much because it's just they're gonna explain some history with Jacob and this guy, and like, is it gonna be that interesting? I don't know. Maybe.
Well, what is him? Peel that back, and I'm not picking, but like what has been important to you previously? Like, what were the biggest mysteries or questions that you did want answered, other than what Rose meant when she said that sound was familiar?
Which we kind of did answer. That actually is a really... I didn't even think of that before. That's really good. It makes sense
I'm
that
here for you.
If they had all been there before. I mean...
But her consciously and timeline-wise, she hadn't been there before. I'm playing devil's advocate right now.
Unless it's like, unless you have the multiverse, like everything that's happening is also happening at the same time somewhere else.
And so your consciousness perceives that it's...
Yeah. I don't know. I mean...
Or like deja vu or something.
Could be.
Yeah, like I don't know, you love discovering things about characters in the real world, like their past and like how they're connected and like what makes them tick as a person, and then the relationships that they're having with each other, and discovering more about that and seeing them change over time, and like that's the show.
In this final layer.
Like that's the show, and it's also okay. By the way, here's two characters. Like it's kind of a Jesus and devil thing. Alright, we're gonna focus on that now. It's like no, I don't give a fuck about that. Like I don't really care. Like I'm sorry, we've been following these characters for so long, right? It'd be like if Game of Thrones introduced two characters at the end, and then everything else was like, okay, so never mind. Now it's these people. Like
you don't know
who are these people? I don't care.
You don't know if they're gonna do that in season 6 or not. I don't think they're gonna just ignore the main characters of the show.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because for a long time the island was a thing that the characters were interacting with, and it was about the characters in a situation, which was the island, and Jacob was just a part of the island, and like it was them. But now it seems like they want us to care about the characters of Jacob and this other guy as characters. It's like they did introduce more characters to the show at the very end.
Yeah.
You didn't think Jacob really elicited a great speech from Ben? I mean, what a beautiful monologue. Send it, Benjamin Linus. Send it.
What about you?
Yeah.
And then he just goes, wow.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So here's the thing that also I think we're not taking into account is that in the first season, the monsters, the big bad, right? What is the fucking monster?
It's literally the black shirt guy.
Okay,
the black shirt guy is the one who went to Ben and told him to obey everything he said. Psycho. He's the monster.
So you think
Wait, what?
that the man in black
100%.
was pretending to be his daughter?
100%. He's the monster.
The
or he
man in
controls the
black.
monster. The man in black who's disguising himself as John and made Ben kill Jacob.
Oh, well, but why? Can he just become anybody, or does someone have to die and he like takes their essence, even though they're still? I mean, yeah, again, I don't know. It could be anything. Who knows? Whatever.
All valid questions. But my point being, like in the first season, it was the monster was the big question mark, the big enemy, and then it was the others. Then along comes Michael Emerson as Ben, and you're like, holy fuck, who is this guy? He's a fucking monster, and oh my god. And then, it's okay, stop shaking your head. And then, okay,
She doesn't like this season either.
And then, in this season, Ben kind of even though we got a lot of stuff of him going back, trying to kill Penny, and getting his ass kicked by Desmond.
I love that
and
part.
all of that stuff.
Love that part.
Right here at the end, as we're introducing Jacob and the Man in Black, Ben has basically been neutered.
Yeah. 100%.
Even though he does kill Jacob, which
Right.
is in his dastardly character, he's suddenly been greatly diminished in power.
Oh, yeah.
There are godlike people on the island,
Yeah.
Right.
and Ben is scared to death of this thing that is John.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of going, well, who the fuck is he? He's not John Locke. He's this other guy that we don't care about.
Right.
So the question is whether or not season 6 will make us care about that, or what the bad will be in season 6.
Yeah.
Right. Like, what's the
We do
next
need to
layer?
wrap it up, probably.
Yeah, there you go.
I know.
Wow, we tried for a really long time. We've never done that.
I know, and they've been
Makes
complaining
sense.
that we haven't discussed as much after this because we're always in a hurry. We're trying to record as many as we go. So
But that one was a real.
You gotta talk
doozy.
about that one.
That's going to create a lot of comments, I'm sure.
That was a doozy dollars for
A lot of
sure.
people want to discuss this with you, and they can't wait. But we've only got one season left. Thanks for watching, guys. Say bye. We'll see you next time when we
Be
watch.
nice to each other if you have different opinions. It's okay.
Be nice to us if you have different opinions.
Love you.
And I can't wait.
Mine, you get an extra thumbs up from me.
And Sleepyhead is still out of town, and I'll find out what she thinks of the season finale, and maybe I'll even record just her final moments, her final thoughts, and we'll let you know. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye.
Just so tired and cranky.
You guys are psycho.
You little prank monster.
I'm tired and
I'm tired and.
I'm tired in that episode.